What's going on, everybody? This is Living in Arizona Now, and today we're going to do things to do across Phoenix Metro. Let's do it. That's right, everybody. We're going to show you so many different things to do, get you guys out there having some fun. There will be timestamps below. If you check the links below in the description, you can go around from location to location. First up, let's talk about some water recreation out here along the Salt River. Now, the Salt River starts up in the White Mountains and then comes down from 4 different reservoirs, including the Salt River, the Canyon Lake, Apache Lake, and Roosevelt Lake. But down here, past Saguaro Lake, you're going to have the Salt River Recreation Area where people like to do water rafting, kayaking, getting out on the water, hanging out. There's also wild horses out there that people like to take pictures with. So if you're looking for some summer fun, getting out here to the Salt River Recreation Area is definitely something to do once or twice this summer, but it does get hot, so bring your sunscreen and sun protection. Next up is going to be horseback riding. You can actually do horseback riding at the Salt River, or you can go north to places like Cave Creek, which is what you see here out at Spur Cross. But there are many different areas around Phoenix that have horseback riding, especially on the outskirts. Santan Valley has their stables, the Equestrian Center out in Queen Creek, and then if you go out to New River, you're going to see lots of stables. So horseback riding is a really popular thing to do out here. After all, this is where the old Wild West and the cowboys are. Getting out here in the Sonoran Desert and exploring is certainly something to do. Average price for this can start at as cheap as $20 an hour and go all the way up to $120 an hour. You can search on TripAdvisor or Groupon and see what's available. Next up, we're headed to Papago Park. This is literally in the heart of Phoenix Metro. Around here, you're going to have the area like the zoo. You're going to have parks and recreational area where you can go hiking up to the hole in the wall. You also see some bighorn sheep around here walking around. Also up here, this is where the pyramid for Governor Hunt is, but you could see very unique rock formations. They're red rock, sandstone, cool area. You can do picnics here and even do fishing in the lake. This is a free activity, so don't worry about having to pay anything, even for parking, but parking can be limited, especially in the fall and spring months. It is also popular with locals and tourists. And like I said, the hole in the rock right here, it is a natural geological formation right here in Papago Park. The hike here only takes about 10 minutes to walk up and then 5 minutes to walk down because it's a bit easier going down. It might even take less depending on how fast you are. So don't expect a big hike. It's just a place. You go up there, there's a hole in the rock, and you get great views overlooking down towards downtown Phoenix. If you go the opposite direction, you get good views of Scottsdale. Overall, I would say spend about 2 to 3 hours hanging out in Papago Park. Expect to do a lot of hiking and walking around. In the summertime, it's a bit too hot for a place like this, but winter, fall, and spring, it's perfect. This here is a look at that pyramid called Governor Hunt's Tomb. It's in the shape of a white pyramid. It's basically blocked in by a fence. This is actually where the governor was placed. Built in 1931 and entombed his wife here. He died in 1934. He was Arizona's first governor, serving a total of 7 terms, so that's some interesting history. He also wrote the Arizona Constitution, essentially making him the founding father of Arizona. Yeah, so tonight we're in Old Town and Fashion Square of Scottsdale. Check this place out. Now I know what you guys are wondering, where do you go for nightlife? Well, Scottsdale has some of the best nightlife. It's not the only place in Phoenix Metro you can get the nightlife, but it's certainly one of the best places, especially for young people. Old Town Scottsdale is a bit more laid back than the Fashion Square area. The area you're looking at here is off of Camelback, just east of Scottsdale Road. You've got the Dierks Bentley Whiskey Row area. You've got the Bottled Blonde. You've got the W at Scottsdale, which is like a resort with a bar. And then if you go to the other direction across the canal, you have the Fashion Square Mall, which is more of a high-end area in the Scottsdale waterfront. But as you can see walking around here, it looks like there's a lot of people out having a good time. The area that we're walking around here is called Saddleburg Trail. It connects with East Indian Plaza. So that's the whole area that I'm talking about, just south of Camelback Road. If partying with a bunch of young people is not quite your thing, then you might want to consider going a little bit further south towards places like Indian School Road, $23 for adults and $20 for youth under 20. If you wanted to get something longer, like a yearly pass, you can also do that, or even a monthly rental.
And another thing to do in Phoenix is trampoline parks. These are really fun, especially for kids.
This here park is called Elevate. The standard pricing for a 90-minute jump is $19.99. If you wanted an all-day jump experience, $26.99. People come here to do birthday parties and let the kids really burn off that energy. If you wanted to become a Launch Pass member of a place like this, it's $20 per month, so consider that. Now we're actually doing some biking trails. There are many different trails across the Phoenix metro area. Some of the popular places to do biking are going to include North Scottsdale, out there by New River, or Cave Creek also. West Phoenix has biking trails, and then in the South Valley you also have biking trails in Queen Creek, and pass along the actual canal that you can ride. If you live in Phoenix, I highly suggest you get a bike. Now let's talk about the food across Phoenix Metro. I'd imagine at this point in time you've got a big appetite with all the activities that you're doing. You're going to expect a lot of Mexican food here. They have also got a variety of fusion cuisines like Asian fusion, sushi. They've got Vietnamese restaurants, Chinese, Korean food, and even though we're a desert, we still get plenty of fresh seafood imported here. So if you're coming to Arizona or Phoenix in general and you think that we're going to be limited on the food options, you're wrong. Just like any other major city in America, tons of diversity, literally every cuisine, Indian, Pakistani, I mean, you name it, we got it here in Phoenix. You can find it on DoorDash, you can find it on Uber Eats, or you can just go out wherever you're at and find one of these restaurants on any given corner. Over the last few years, we've been putting together a food guide for Arizona, so look out for that. We'll probably have a link for that in the description below, so you guys can actually see what food is here in Arizona, but mostly the big ticket in town, Mexican food. Yeah, we do have fast food, but I highly recommend you try the other restaurants aside from the fast food. Unless it's a mom and pop shop or a hole-in-the-wall restaurant, those are good.
So we're here at the Mesa Museum of Natural Science. It's a really cool place to learn about dinosaurs for kids.
Aside from having a really cool statue on the outside of a Tyrannosaurus Rex, you got to go inside here and experience the place. It is about $12 per person, but you can go online and the prices will vary, or just book a ticket when you get here. But this is here in Mesa. There's actually many different museums across Phoenix Metro for you to explore. This is just one of them. Now we're going to talk about some hiking. There are over 239 scenic trails in the Phoenix area, including the Papago area, which we showed you earlier. There's Camelback Mountain, probably the most popular. There's Pietswa Peak, formerly known as Squaw Peak, which is right there next to the State Route 51, a popular hike for people in the mornings who are looking to catch a sunrise or a sunset even in the afternoon. But yeah, going all around Phoenix Metro, the Superstition Mountains, so much hiking out here. This is one of the most popular things that people do. If you're staying in Phoenix, consider going south to the South Mountain Phoenix Preserve Regional Park area. While we're talking about parks, there is over 180 city parks or flatland parks around Phoenix that you can go to. This one here is in Eastmark. Gilbert's got a lot of parks. There's also Encanto Park, which is in downtown Phoenix. Some of the popular things to do at these parks are feed the ducks, go to Gilbert Riparian, that's a nice thing to do, where they have wild ducks and road. It is about a 1 mile stretch of very old school vintage Phoenix that you can experience. So if you're looking for something to do on the weekends, head out here to Melrose District. This was a car show, but they've got a lot of different things going on out here, festivals and activities. Again, more of a place that's going to be active in the months from October until about May, and then everything kind of slows down out here because of the heat. This is a thing out here in Arizona. Also, I want to remind you guys that if you check the links in the description below, we will put some videos that we've made about other places across Arizona. So check out our video of the best small towns. We made a couple of them, one for all of the state and southern Arizona, as well as several road trips, so I will put those below. If you're looking for an awesome nature experience and you're looking for an awesome eco experience in nature, you should check out the Castle Hot Springs. This area is actually north of Lake Pleasant on a dirt road. There's two ways to get there. Drive the dirt road or actually arrive in a helicopter. But people go up here and hang out in these hot springs. John F. Kennedy went here before, and it is a popular place in the old Arizona. It was closed down for a while, and then it reopened, and it got a facelift, and it's really amazing out here. They grow their own food because it's so far away from downtown Phoenix. It is totally a nature experience. Now let's talk about water parks. So you've got Gulfland Sunsplash. They just closed down Big Surf, but they're building another one across the West Phoenix, and then they got plans to build one in Gilbert. But if you can find the water park that's nearest to you, you should go, especially in the summertime, because it helps you cool down, I'll tell you what. But yeah, they've got Hurricane Harbor, formerly known as Water World, up in North Phoenix. So check out these water parks. Yeah, so we're at the Diamondbacks game. We're checking out Chase Field. Beautiful stadium. We mentioned this earlier, but this is the Saguaro Lake. There are many different reservoirs around Phoenix, but this is one of the best ones. You can actually get out on the water with a jet ski or rent a boat, or even take a narrated cruise on the Desert Belle. Ticket prices for that, general adults $26, children $17. The tour itself is about an 80 to there are many of them, especially in the Want to support local artisans and other people, then come out here to First Friday. Now we're headed out to Fountain Hills. This here is the Fountain Hills Park, but Fountain Hills is on the outskirts of Phoenix. It's on the other side of the McDowell Mountains. Nice place to go. Big fountain. Used to be one of the tallest fountains in the world, or I believe it might have even been the tallest fountain in the world. Now it's since been replaced by others, but still exists as a cool place to go hang out. They do fireworks shows out here and other festivals as well. If you're looking for a real gem of a hike, you might want to consider going up to North Scottsdale out by Tonto Hills. This is called the Blue Wash Hike, so do check this one out if you're looking for a doozy. Something that's popular in Arizona because of the heat is Arizona malls. This here is a look at Arizona Mills, which has Legoland Discovery Center. It's a big mall, probably the biggest in Arizona still to this day. They are building new malls across Phoenix, tearing down old ones and replacing them. Scottsdale Fashion Square is one of the most popular as well. And then they've got some projects undergoing in Paradise Valley and other areas across West Phoenix, so keep an eye on those malls. But getting out there, beating the heat, going to one of these malls, certainly something to do in Phoenix. Alright guys, thank you for watching this episode of Living in Arizona Now from Phoenix. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please like the video. Consider subscribing to the channel if you're new here and becoming a channel supporter. We will see you guys on the next one. I will put a link to Tucson things to do as well as a small towns video that I recommend you watch next.